Winter has always been one of the deadliest forces on the battlefield, claiming more lives than bullets in many campaigns. If you're here for serious military history and cold weather survival knowledge, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Battlefield Survival. What you're about to learn isn't theory, folklore, or romanticized hardship. It's a proven layering system that turned basic blankets into effective winter insulation for soldiers who had no modern gear, no Gore-Tex, and no second chances. Understanding how historical armies used blanket layering to survive extreme cold. On campaign, soldiers rarely had sleeping bags or insulated uniforms. What they had were wool blankets, canvas ground cloths, and whatever terrain offered. The key was not the blanket itself, but the order in which materials were layered. Armies, from Napoleon's Grande Armée to Union and Confederate forces, learned that warmth depended on trapping heat, blocking wind, and managing moisture in a specific sequence. The ground barrier was always placed first to stop conductive heat loss. Cold ground pulls heat from the body faster than cold air. Soldiers learned quickly that placing a barrier beneath them mattered more than adding layers on top. A canvas tarp, oilcloth, poncho, or even bark and branches went down first. This prevented direct contact with frozen soil or snow. Modern application is simple. If you're winter camping or sheltering in place, place a tarp, emergency bivvy, cardboard, or even spare clothing beneath your blankets before adding anything else. The first blanket layer focused on compression control and heat retention. The bottom blanket was laid flat and kept as uncompressed as possible. Wool was favoured because it retained insulation even when damp. Soldiers avoided wrapping tightly at this stage. Compression kills insulation. Today, this translates to spreading a thick blanket loosely over your base layers rather than cocooning immediately. The body wrap layer created a heat pocket rather than direct insulation. The second blanket was wrapped around the body, not tucked tightly, but folded to create air gaps. This trapped warm air generated by the body. In winter survival, air is insulation. If you're using modern blankets or military surplus wool, wrap them so they drape rather than constrict. This is how battlefield troops slept through freezing nights without modern sleeping bags. The outer blanket served as a wind and moisture shield. The final layer acted as protection, not warmth. Soldiers used tightly woven wool, greatcoats, or rubberized ponchos to block wind and snow. This outer layer kept convective heat loss under control. Today, placing a windproof layer or tarp over your blankets dramatically increases warmth, even with limited materials. Strategic head and foot insulation prevented heat escape. Historical accounts repeatedly stress head coverage. Soldiers wrapped spare cloth, socks, or blanket corners around the head and neck. Feet were insulated by folding excess blanket material underneath, never over-tightening. For modern use, dedicate extra material to extremities rather than stacking everything on your torso. Applying battlefield blanket layering today during winter power outages or outdoor exposure. If you're dealing with winter storms, power loss, or cold weather travel, this system works with household blankets. Ground barrier first, loose insulation layer second, body wrap third, wind blocking layer last. It's the same method armies used when survival depended on discipline, not comfort. If this kind of deep historical survival knowledge matters to you, subscribe to Battlefield Survival, share this with fellow history buffs, and stay ready for the cold the way soldiers once had to.